Hey, I'm back again. Oh, look, and I've got lots of pretty rainbows. So, even though I really like intense coffees, there is Intenso, an apt name, and for some reason I don't seem to care for it. And what's interesting is that Intenso is up here with other coffees that are intense that I do like. Intenso has an intensity of 9. Okay, so here are some coffees I like. Fortato is 8. Double Espresso Scuro is 8. Diavolito is 11. Altisio is 9. Okay, so what is it? It must be the flavor notes in Intenso. But I've never tried it iced. And what I discovered, or I've been discovering the last few days, is some coffees taste better when they're iced. So I thought I would give it a try. I've got my hyper chiller. Okay, we'll see what happens here. I may need to tip this in a little bit to make sure that it all goes in there. Yeah, I'm brewing it directly into the hyper chiller. Let's see, I'll tip it in a little and we'll see here how this goes. I'll bring the camera closer. Oh no, I'm gonna dump things over. Okay. Okay, so it is. You can see where it's running down there. There's a slit in the hyper chiller for the coffee to go down. And of course, it's making crema while it's brewing. You can see that smoke coming off because that's the hot coffee hitting the very cold hyper chiller. You can see it running down there into the slit that goes down into the icy chambers. Okay. Unfortunately, I cannot let go of the camera. I cannot let go of the hyper chiller. It's not too cold to hold though. Okay. The Intenso is a full cup. It's 7.77 ounces. That's almost 8 ounces. Okay. Okay, so for 8 ounces, there we go. And I'll put the little drip catcher there. Okay, so what we do is we give it a few little swirls around. And I always forget to time this. Here we go. Let me put this back on the stand because for 8 ounces, it's supposed to chill it down in 60 seconds in 1 minute. For 12.5 ounces, it takes 90 seconds. So I've only got, less than 8 ounces here. Yesterday I used the hyper chiller and it wasn't quite cold enough. I mean, the coffee wasn't, so I poured it back in. Oh, and then it got so nice and cold. This is the kind of coldness that I'm thinking of, that when you drink it, it kind of makes you go, because it's so cold. It's a good kind of like a bright wake me up cold. Okay, I think it's been a minute. All right, so let me see if it's cold enough. Okay. No, I think it needs to be colder. There's a small learning curve with this. It's just small. Obviously, if I would time this, it would be better. Oh, hey, y'all who are watching. Keith, Joanne, Tamara, good morning to y'all. So I'm playing with the hyper chiller again, trying to figure out a way to drink Nespresso Intenso coffee and make it more palatable for me. Because for some reason, while I really like intense coffees, I don't care for this. You know, honestly, this is an analogy for life in general. If you don't like something a certain way, well, don't just, get rid of it, toss it aside, try it a different way. You know? I mean, it's working for me with coffees anyway. All right. Oh, and there comes some crema. Okay, let me give it a stir. It's nice and cold. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try putting a couple of ice cubes. Whoops. Okay. I'm telling you, there's something about it I don't care for. Oh my goodness. It's almost like the taste is not complex enough. It's just strong. It's powerful. It's almost too intense. It's called Intenso. Maybe I'm, asking for something impossible here. I mean, maybe the hint is in the name, Intenso. All right. Normally I would put in the toasted marshmallow, but I feel as though with the taste of this coffee, I'm going to go to my other standby, maple bourbon pecan skinny syrup. This is good stuff. This is good in anything. All right, I'm just going to put a little to begin with. All right, and we'll see how that is. What did you do this morning? Oh, I watched somebody taste a cup of coffee on the internet. Okay. Now that has dulled a lot of the flavor that I don't like. Okay, I think it needs some milk. Okay. Now, you might think, what is she doing? Doesn't she know what she likes? But honestly and truly, this is part of the fun of trying these different coffees, figuring out how you like it. And in my case, forgetting what I figured out and then having to do it again in a few months. Okay, I'll stir up the milk. Why do I do that with the spoon? Well, because I like the crema. And also, I don't want it to get too drippy on the napkin and just go right through onto the counter. Okay. Now that's getting more palatable for me. Yep. I wish I had some half and half. I'm going to put a little more of this in, because I feel as though I would like it better with just a little more sweetness. And actually, to me, half and half adds a kind of a sweetness to coffee. So I think if I had half and half, Ah, well, but maybe I'm better off putting in the 0-calorie stuff, huh? Oh, this is not bad now. My goodness, it's so. I feel like this is so strange because I've never had an appreciation for iced coffee before. Now I'm enjoying it. What's really nice though, and I've got to say this for the hyper chiller, okay, some people have told me, well, I don't want to have to fool with another gadget. I'll just pour my coffee over ice. Or some people will put their cup into the fridge or the freezer and, wait 10 or 15 minutes for it to cool down. But if you want a cup of iced coffee quick and you don't want it watered down by a lot of ice cubes, this hyper chiller really is the way to go. Oh, I hate to say it. I hate to have more gadgets around my house, but it does serve a good purpose. Mm. Okay. Now, I planned to talk about something else, and I don't even remember what it was now. This ended up being all about coffee. So, if you drink Nespresso or if you drink other kinds of coffee, please feel free to comment, about what you enjoy. Very often I have run into people who have said, oh, I like the same coffees that you like. And, but I like the intense ones. But then look at me. The Intenso is an intense coffee, but I didn't like it the way it was. So, I mean, you never know. And there may be, I'm going to go ahead and go back and try some of the less intense coffees too when I place my next order, and kind of give them a try again, because maybe some of them might be good as iced coffees, right? So we've got rainbows here now. My favorite part of the day. Okay, well, listen, I hope that you have a good day, and I hope that in life in general, if something's not suiting you, make a few changes and try it again and see how it goes, okay? Because, there's more than one way to skin a cat, right? No offense to you cat lovers. Have a lovely day.